What's going on, everybody? This will be the third video in my testimony series. How God speak to me through some more characters out of my book, but this one be more on the side of the positive traits and qualities that I came to gain through my walk, but they're also things that would be detrimental if you put these qualities towards the wrong people, or if the wrong situation arises and you're trying to be loyal. And let's just get into it, because this one is kind of going to be all over the place. But this one is about the three. So these three characters are the protagonist's team. They're his friends. And what's significant about these characters, turn this heat down. What's significant about these characters is that they died protecting the main protagonist. So their names are Sonny, Nix, and Wesley. Their traits consist of all the positive things that I've come to learn throughout my life. So let's get to this list. There's honor, there's seriousness, but there's also a lack of seriousness, and I'll get to that in a second. There's love, faith, teamwork, loyalty, brotherhood, and friendship. Now, honor, there's a sense of, I love my family, love my friends. Like I said, I'm a real loyal guy when it comes to, you know, protecting people that I love and care about, and being there for the people that mean something to me. But like I said in the last video, when you do that for the wrong people, you get taken advantage of. But when you put it towards the right people, those can be powerful qualities and traits. So then there's seriousness. That was kind of, you know, so let me give you a little backstory about these characters. Like I said, they died protecting the main character, but due to the main character's naivety about someone who thought he was his friend or his brother, which was the main antagonist, and we'll get into that in the next video, but they pretty much gave their lives protecting him so he can get away. And that's how I see myself. If I ever had to, I would, if it came to my family coming to a point where it's like it was them or me and they had a chance to get away, then, it would be me. When I was coming up, if it came down to my family and me, I would gladly give my life. These days, if it came down to it, I would still give my life. I don't know if it'd be gladly, because I got a purpose that I'm walking in. But, hopefully it wouldn't have to come to that. And, because God provides. God provides. And he takes care of the people that, serve him. And I don't think he wants us giving our lives up just freely like that. Like, back then, I didn't really have much value in myself. So I saw more value in a person that I was protecting than I saw in myself. So I was like, and like I said in the last video, actually the last couple of videos, I wanted to take myself out. So I really didn't have much value in myself. But I would still fight tooth and nail to protect a family member or a loved one. You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted. Like, I still go to war for a family member. But these days, I'm not, I have value in myself. So I don't know how it would come to that. You know what I mean? But let's get back to it, and that's where the honor comes in. That's where my honor, that I spread out through these characters comes in from me, loving my family and loving my friends, and would be willing to put my life on the line for a loved one. You know what I mean? So that's where the honor part of me comes in. That God showed me through my journey. And then, like I said, the next one is seriousness and the lack of seriousness. Now, this one came from, just having to adapt to my environment and coming to the realization that people are out here trying to hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's like I kind of grew that mentality, but it came with that bitterness and that hatred that I grew towards people because I'm like, well, if you're going to try to attack me or my loved ones, then I'm going to attack you first. I'm not going to give you the chance to hurt me or, somebody that I care about. You know what I mean? Like I carried knives in my pocket for years until God purged me of them. You know what I mean? Like, and that was this year pretty much, like 2 or 3 months ago, So that kind of lets you know that I was walking around like, just out here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have my mind right all the way. You know what I mean? But God worked out everything in me, and he pretty much fixed my mind. You know what I mean? I didn't realize how blind I was. Just put it like that. I didn't realize what I was doing, what energy I was attracting, what spirits I had around me. I didn't know. So I was out here just living life in a flawed manner. But that was where the seriousness came in at, you know what I mean? Because I wanted to protect the people that I loved. So I'm like, okay, then if it's war, it's war, And then the lack of seriousness came from me, just like in the joke, you know what I mean? Like sometimes joking was a way to get me in an unserious mood, you know what I mean? And like make me comfortable because like I said, I came up with all these issues of not being confident and stuff like that, especially when it came to talking to females because I was always perceived as ugly. So, you know, excuse me. So telling jokes, and sometimes being a little annoying came normal to me. You know what I mean? It made me comfortable, especially if I didn't like you. I didn't really care. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna be the funny guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the first video, like I was scared to be funny, but after a while, it just was like, well, especially when I started working, I used to take my friends' jokes and use them on people that didn't know my friends, so they thought they were my jokes, but they probably gonna kill me for hearing that if they see it when they see this video. Not kill me, but you know what I mean. It's word curses and all of that, but they probably had some words for me when I hear that though. But yeah, so lack of seriousness that came from me being unconfident and making it comfortable for me to be confident, and then people started liking me more when I started being more myself, and then I started becoming, I started growing more of a personality, what I mean? I still had my internal scars that I had to heal from, but on the surface I was able to come up with a straight enough appearance for people to be like, okay, he not, wanted whatever I thought they perceived me as. They didn't, to my knowledge, they didn't see me as. So then, all right, so that's where that came from. Then these characters, the next one on this list is their qualities would be love. Like they loved each other. Like I said, they epitomize the bond between friends, and that's what I loved about my group of friends. You know what I mean? Like I loved my group, my family, my friends. I have a very big heart when it comes for the people that I care about. You know what I mean? So, which is why I was saying in the last video that when it comes to love and loyalty, if you're putting it towards the wrong people, especially if you love like I love, and not to like glorify myself, but this is the love that Christ put in my heart. This is how I love people. This is just normal to me. Like I have so much love in my heart that it's hard for me to be mad at somebody. And when I do get mad at somebody, it's like, you hurt me. You know what I mean? You hurt me to the point where it's like that. It confuses me because I would never do that to somebody. You know what I mean? I would never treat someone like that. I would never treat them how I don't want to be treated. Like it's so it's like a lot of that negativity grew from the love that I have in my heart, because like I don't understand taking someone's friendship and loyalty and returning trash for treasure. You know what I mean? Like, but that's how the world work. You know what I mean? Like when you have that genuine love, the Christ-like love in your heart, people want to take advantage of that, especially when they don't understand the concept of love, or they just imitating it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like the wolves in sheep clothing, like I was saying last time. You know what I mean? Like that, it is weird to me. That mentality is just weird to me. I don't understand it. Like I get why people go or have that. You know what I mean? I understand that it's the enemy, and they have unhealed trauma, and like they probably came up in a situation that was different from mine, or they probably looked at life, or they definitely look at life different than I do. So I understand it, but I don't respect it. You know what I mean? Like I don't respect, like, but I mean I can't judge either. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things where it's like I don't like to judge. I understand where you're coming from, so it's just it's just one of those situations you just have to pray for. You know what I mean? And that's a word for me right there, because situations going on right now where it's a lot of hatred trying to creep in my heart, and you know the Lord just used me to speak to me right there while I'm looking at myself. You know what I mean? And hopefully it speaks to whoever's on the other side of this camera. You know, like that's why I'm here. I'm here to share these messages so they can touch someone and bring you closer to Christ, not to glorify my story or tell you about my book, or you know what I mean, like take your mind on some type of imaginative journey. I'm trying to bring souls closer to the kingdom, so you can understand what's going on with you, just like the Lord showed me what's going on with me. He just uses me to talk in a different way, that, a different language, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, this is how he talks to me, and makes me understand. So, like, hopefully, through my story, you can understand that you could go to Christ, and he can have your heart as well, and he can talk to you in the way that he talks to you. You know what I mean? So, and then you can rock out like that. And once you do, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Just being in the Lord's presence on a daily, it's a beautiful process. Like, it's a beautiful thing to just have him clear you out. But let's get back to this list so I could finish up. And then the next thing these characters represent when it comes to, the family aspect of how it was, is faith. Now, they had faith in each other because they had been, training and growing together for forever. Like they've been pretty much family and living in the same quarters. They fight together, they train together, they, what I mean, they vampires, so they eat together, all of that, they hunt together. Like, this is the family aspect of the world that I created in my head, or that God, put in my head to explain my situation. But they had faith in each other. They trusted each other. There's no questions about, if they were gonna, if they get into a fight, is he gonna be there for me, or is they gonna be there? All of that is no question. So there's a faith, and that's where, like I said, my family, my friends, they could trust me. They could lean on me whenever they needed it, and I would make it, I would make it my business to be there if I could. You know what I mean? Like, there was no question with Marcus. Like, I mean, you know, it's like we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You know, I can't say I'm gonna be there all the time, but 8 times out of 10, I'm gonna try to show up. You know what I mean? Try to be a man of my word. So that my friends know, that my family know that they can trust me. They can lean on me and count on me if they need something. You know what I mean? Like if I have it, or if they need me to go somewhere with them, take them somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a faith aspect there. Like they know Marcus will be there to help. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not perfect. None of us are, but you know, 8 times out of 10, I'm gonna try to make it my business to show up. At least 7. You know what I mean? 7 out of 10, I'm trying to pull up if I got to, or if I can. Then the teamwork aspect. You know, I'm not a selfish guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, when I, you know what I'm saying, when I was coming up, I had my selfish ways, you know, my stuff. I don't want nobody touching it because I don't want nobody to mess my stuff up. You know what I mean? But I know that you can trust me with yours. And then like if we gotta collaborate on some things, then I'm there. I'm with you. I'm not trying to take over. I'm trying to work with you. Like I'm you know what I'm saying, like follow the leader type guy. I mean, I guess that came with the follower mentality that I mentioned in the first video, but that, you know what I mean, that's different from actual teamwork where it comes from like I'm gonna just follow you because I want you to like me, but this is like we coming together to make something great. So you know, that's how I was, and that's how I am as I'm a team player. You know what I mean? Like put me in a, you know, in school, if they put me in a project, I'm doing my best to play my part. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to, you know, take nobody's shine. I'm not trying to take all the credit. I just want to do my part. You know what I'm saying? And then we all shine together. You know. Then that goes with the loyalty. I mentioned that a few times in this video. So the loyalty, you know what I'm saying, that we can just skip right over that one. And brotherhood, of course, I mentioned that one too. You know, and friendship. You know, these last 3, loyalty, brotherhood, and friendship, I've mentioned them all throughout this video. So that's me in a nutshell. You know what I mean? I'm a very loyal guy. You know what I mean? I love loyalty. I love being a team player. I love working with people, collabing to make something great. You know what I mean? I'm a real love your neighbor type of guy. You feel me? Like, that's just me. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm perfect or nothing like that or trying to big myself up. But that's just how God, you know, wired my heart. And I love it. Like I said, that's why I said I had kingdom qualities when I was coming up and I didn't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how God put it on my heart to glorify the kingdom that he, you know, that he reigns over. You know what I'm saying? And to have that brotherhood and that companionship, that everything that comes with being in the kingdom, a brother and sister in Christ, is beautiful. It is beautiful. Like it is just amazing, you know what I'm saying? And like there's no stress in that environment. I just haven't found my tribe yet. Don't get me wrong, like there's people that I have friends, that I have family, you know what I mean? But I haven't found that solid group of believers that, you know, that I can talk to about anything, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of, you know, people that say they are, but you know, when you discernment, you use your discernment, it just don't add up. But that's pretty much it. This video kind of getting longer than I wanted it to be. So, with that being said, I'm going to get on up out of here. I love y'all, man.